So welcome to practice this morning. My name is Nicole. This will be a flow practice. You're probably going to want to grab some props, so I would suggest 2 blocks. If you don't have blocks at home, you can always use 2 big books or even soup cans. Sometimes you can get away with that. And also I have a blanket for my knees because my knees are sensitive. So if you want to take a moment, pause, and go grab those props, that would be highly suggested. And then you can come back to begin. So for today's practice, we're just going to get started right in tabletop position. So you can come onto all 4s with the knees hip width distance and the toes tucked. And then the hands shoulder width distance, just slightly ahead of the shoulders. Then I'd like you to just feel out your low back. So you're not in a deep back bend, compressing the low spine. I'd like you to instead lengthen the low back and draw the kidneys up a little bit, the core muscles in. From here, with an inhale, we're just going to stretch the right leg back and press out through the heel. And then you'll exhale to release, bringing the right leg down. And then inhale, reach the left leg back. Exhale to release. Inhale, right leg back. Exhale, lower it down. Inhale, left leg. Exhale, lower it down. This time, inhale, lift the right leg up. And as you exhale, bring the right knee over toward the right shoulder. Inhale, kick back. Exhale, curl to the shoulder. Inhale, reach back. Exhale, curl into the shoulder. And inhale, reach back. Exhale, lower it down. Other side, inhale, lift the left leg back. Exhale, curl knee to shoulder. Inhale, extend back. Exhale, curl to the side. Inhale, kick. Exhale, curl. Inhale, kick it back. And exhale, lower it down. A little bit different this time. Inhale, right leg's gonna reach back. Then as you exhale, the right knee is going to cross behind the left knee. You'll take the heels wide apart. So you're crossing knee to knee just like you're at the table. We're going to take a big step out with the hands. And then let the brow come down toward the floor so the ears are between the biceps. The forearms are going to stay lifted and the thigh bones are going to squeeze together. You're going to keep those kidneys up. Just breathe here. So an extended puppy pose, Gomukhasana legs. And we'll walk the hands back under the shoulders, unwrap the legs. Inhale, reach the left leg back. Exhale, left knee behind the right knee. And we'll take the heels wide apart. Squeeze the legs together. Again, walk out with the hands, reaching the tailbone back. So the thigh bones are going to stay relatively vertical. Again, we're going to try not to collapse into the low back, so keep your core muscles toned. And just reach through the spine. Breathing here. And we'll walk the hands back under the shoulders, uncross the legs, take the hands a little bit more forward, spread the fingers, tuck the toes, and we'll exhale into downwards facing dog. All right, lift the heels nice and high. Then just find some intuitive movement. You can paddle out the heels, shake the head out, yes and no. Maybe make some circles on the ceiling with your bum. Just feel into the pose rather than locking into anything. Just getting a sense for how your body's feeling this afternoon or this morning or this evening or whenever you're practicing. From here, Well, bend the knees a little bit and walk the feet forward toward the top of the mat. When you get there, inhale, half extend the spine. So lift halfway, hands on your shin bones, and we're gazing down to the floor, keeping the neck in line with the rest of the spine. With an exhale, forward fold, relax your neck. You can hold your ankles, bring your hands onto your blocks. Just let your head hang heavy, and rest your belly on your thighs. And then with an inhale, we'll roll up the spine, sweep the arms up overhead. And exhale, palms are going to come to prayer right in front of the heart. I'd like you to close your eyes and just take a moment here. And feel your connection, the soles of your feet on your mat, and see if you can even out your weight distribution. It's creating a sense of groundedness. Tall, proud posture, shoulders back and down, belly muscles firm. Firm but not rigid, so no tension, just a bit of activation. And we'll flutter the eyes open, inhale, sweep the arms out and up, extended Tadasana. Exhale, bend the knees, hinge forward, standing forward fold. Inhale, half extend the spine. And then as you exhale, we're going to step the right foot back and lower the right knee down. Keep the back toes tucked. And we'll inhale, reach the arms up overhead, low lunge. Try to pull the hips together. Some containment through the rib cage. Exhale, hands to the floor. We're going to lift the back knee. Hop the back foot in a couple inches and then straighten the front leg. Some of you might want to grab your blocks and put your hands up on blocks. We're going to pull the hips together and stay up onto the ball of the back foot, so a modified pyramid pose. Inhale to half extend the spine. Exhale, curl in, nose toward the left knee. Rounding the back, pulling the abdominals up and in. If your left knee doesn't straighten all the way, that's okay. Let it bend softly. And definitely don't lock it out. All right, inhale, lift halfway. Soften the front knee. And then we'll spin around to the long side of the mat. Bring the heels in line. And you might turn the toes out a little bit if that feels better for you. I'm going to exhale to fold. Bring the crown of the head down towards the floor. Same here, hands to blocks, hands to your ankles, or just hands on the mat, whatever works for you. Just shift the weight forward onto the toes just a little bit, and then draw the thigh bones wide apart. With an inhale, lift halfway, hands under the shoulders. Pivot back to the front of the mat, left foot forward onto the ball of the right foot, firm the legs. You can stay right here or inhale, lifting up, high lunge. And steady through the front foot and strong through the back leg. Exhale, hands to the floor. We're going to hop that right foot forward. Inhale, half extend the spine. Exhale, forward fold. Just relax a moment. Shake out the head, relax the neck. And we'll inhale, roll up the spine. Arms are going to reach up. Exhale, palms to prayer. Eyes closed. Just taking a moment again, sensing the body. Noticing any differences just between the right and left side after just a little bit of movement. Inhale, reach up overhead, extended Tadasana. Exhale, standing forward, fold, flow down. Inhale, lift and lengthen, heart forward, tailbone back. This time, exhale, left foot steps back. Lower the back knee. Keep the back toes tucked. Inhale, reach the arms up. Draw the hips together, lengthen the spine out of the pelvis. Exhale, hands to the floor. We're gonna lift that back knee, hop the foot in a couple inches, keep the heel up, and then straighten the front leg, a little bit or a lot. Draw the hips together so the pelvis is relatively even. Inhale, draw forward. Exhale, curl in over the front knee, round your back body, and draw the abdominals in, up and in. Pyramid pose. Same option like the other side. Sometimes hands to blocks is a good call. Inhale and lift up a little bit, soften the front knee, and then spin over to the long side of the mat. So heels in line. Exhale to fold to any degree. You could always stay lifted halfway. Find a place for your hands that works for you, and then just let the spine decompress. Forward folds can be nice and quieting if we let them be. And then hands under the shoulders, inhale, lift. Pivot back to the front of the mat. Right foot forward, high on the ball of the left foot. You can stay right here and just build some stability. Inhale, lift the arms up overhead. Reaching the spine tall, but staying rooted through your feet. And then exhale, hands to the floor. Left foot's gonna hop forward. We'll inhale, half extend the spine. Exhale, fold it down. Relax your neck. And then bring your feet to hip width distance if they're not already. We're going to start to bend the knees, and you'll rest the elbows on the thighs, bringing the palms together. So you're sitting into a little chair, and I want the toes to get really, really light, the heels to get really heavy, the shoulders draw back and down, and the heart reaches forward. Sit down a little lower. Just feel your legs turn on. Activate your glutes. And breathe here, chair pose. And next exhale, forward fold. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, plant the hands, downwards facing dog. Step back. Spread the fingers wide apart. You can lift the heels if you'd like to get that extra height and extend the spine. We're going to inhale and lift the left leg up and back, three-legged dog. As you exhale, step the left foot forward in between the hands. So the legs are going to stay just like this with the back knee lifted. You're just going to turn your upper body toward the top right corner and reach out with your hands. So the upper body is in downwards facing dog and the legs are in lunge. Keep widening the left thigh bone back to the left side. And keep the hips up high. And just steady the breath. And walk the hands back. We'll plant the right hand under the right shoulder or place it up on a block. Left hand's going to come to the left hip and you're going to rotate over toward the left leg. Stay here or reach the left arm up. And then reach the left arm to the front of the room. Rotate the chest toward the ceiling. Hips stay high, legs stay strong. So a extended, revolved lunge. And then exhale to release. We'll frame the front foot and step back to down dog. Inhale, draw forward into plank pose, so one straight line with the body. Now lower the knees to the floor behind the hips. Exhale, press the chest to the ground. Squeeze the legs together. Inhale, curl the chest up, just a little low cobra. Exhale, release. Downwards facing dog. This time we'll lift the right leg up, flex the foot. Hips are going to stay relatively level. Exhale, right foot steps forward in between the hands. So steady the legs up onto the ball of the left foot. Right knee is 90 degrees. Then the hands and the torso are going to reach toward the top left corner of the mat as you broaden the right thigh bone to the right side. Keep the hips high. Ears will rest between the biceps for lunge dog. Breathing here. Walk the hands back. Plant the left hand underneath the left shoulder. Right hand to the right hip. Exhale, turn the chest to the right into a twist. Right arm's going to reach up, and then right arm's going to reach forward. So that long line down the right side body. And just keep the legs strong and the hips high. Pull the hips together. And then we'll exhale to release. Frame the front foot. We'll step back, downwards facing dog. All right, you're welcome to pause here. Or inhale forward into plank. Lower the knees behind the hips. Exhale to the floor. Untuck the toes. Inhale, curl your chest up. Float your hands, so using your back muscles. Exhale to release. Down dog. Let's take a moment here. All right, this time again, left leg lifts, flex the foot, heel reaches back. Exhale, left foot forward. This time spin the right heel down. So the edge of the right foot is going to line up, the outer edge of the right foot will line up with the back of the mat. The left knee is 90 degrees, just like you're setting up for Warrior 2. Except you're going to spin to the long side of the mat with the hands in the chest. So legs in Warrior 2, hands to the long side of the mat. We'll keep the right hand on the floor under the right shoulder. Left hand's going to come to the left leg, right at the thigh, the inner thigh, and you're going to press the thigh bone back. Crown of the head forward. Again, steady the breath. This outer hip region, inner thigh area holds a lot of tension. And we'll release, spin back to the front of the mat, downwards facing dog. We're going to skip the vinyasa here. Inhale, right leg's going to lift high. Exhale, right foot forward. Plant the left foot, so heel to heel alignment. Right heel in line with left heel, left foot 45 degrees. Right knee is stacked over top of the right ankle. Warrior 2 legs. Spinning to the long side of the mat with the hands in the chest. Right hand's going to come to the right thigh. You're going to press the right thigh bone back in space. Go ahead and release, spinning back to the top of the mat, downwards facing dog. All right, same option. You can always pass on vinyasa, hang out here, maybe even pop in for a child's pose. We'll inhale forward into plank, lower the knees, exhale, lower to the floor. Inhale, lift the heart, cobra, squeeze your glutes. Exhale, down dog, pressing back, lifting up, and taking a couple rounds of breath. As you're ready, left leg's gonna sweep up, three-legged dog. Exhale, step it forward. This time we're gonna plant the right foot in position for warrior two again. So line up the back foot 45 degrees. Then take your time, rise up, and we'll land warrior two. So arms are gonna go out to the sides. Left thigh bone's gonna come down toward parallel with the floor. And then try to bring the pelvis into neutral so you're not overarching in the low back. Press the right thigh bone back in space. One more inhale. And then exhale, straighten that front leg. Reach forward through the left hand. So you're extending the left side body. Trikonasana, left fingertips either to the floor, onto your shin bone, or onto your block. You can look up to your right hand if that's okay with your neck. If not, just keep the neck neutral or gaze to the floor. So try not to make this a big back bend so you're not flaring open through the rib cage. You're actually pulling in and really rooting that back foot. I want right hip on top of left. So if you're new to your practice, I'm gonna get you to stay right here in Trikonasana. Maybe if you're just feeling a little burnt out today, stay here. If you wanna play with a balancing position, we're gonna find half moon. So your left hand can come either to the floor or onto your block, and you're gonna lift the right leg way up high. Right hand can stay on your hip, or right arm's gonna reach up. So I've always found the key to a balance practice is not to take it too seriously. You might fall out, and that is okay. Right leg's really turned on, so it's a lot easier to keep an engaged muscle lifted than just having that dead weight hanging back there. So try to tone the right leg. And then we'll exhale, step the right foot back, warrior two, landing gracefully. Inhale. Exhale, windmill the arms down, stepping back, downwards facing dog. And again, we'll skip the vinyasa. Inhale, right leg up. Exhale, right foot forward in between the hands. Land the back foot, Vira two, rising up. Shoulders over hips. Come down till that right thigh bone is relatively parallel to the floor, right knee over right ankle, left thigh bone back in space. And squeeze the shoulder blades together a little bit. All right, one more inhale here. Exhale, straighten the front leg. Reach forward through the right fingertips, lengthen right side. And then come down, Trikonasana. Right fingertips to the floor or shin bone or block. Right, containment through the rib cage. It's almost like there's a corset on the front body. You're pulling the bottom ribs down toward the hip flexors. Right, stay right here or shift the weight onto the right foot, right hand onto a block or just onto the floor, and left leg way up high for today. Keep the foot flexed. Do your best to stack the hips and open the body to the side so it's like you're leaning against a wall behind you. And then with the exhale, gently step back, warrior two, pause for the inhale. Exhale, windmill the arms down, downwards facing dog. Inhale, draw forward into your plank. Lower the knees. Exhale to the floor. Inhale, curl up. Find your back bend. And this time with the exhale, press your hips to your heels for child's pose. Take the knees nice and wide apart. Bring the brow down. You can have either arms reaching out or take the arms back along your sides and flip the palms up. Just settle here. All right, so gradually from child's pose, I'll get you to make your way onto your back. And if you have your blocks with you, have at least one block with you. And we'll just make our way onto our back body. So you're gonna lay back and bend the knees, feet to the floor. Take the hands and try to tickle the heels with the fingertips. We're setting up for bridge pose. So line the heels up with the hips, and then as you inhale, we're gonna curl up off the floor. So gradually, first the hips lift, then the low back, and then the mid back. So keep the glutes engaged, and the thigh bones are reaching forward. You can either plant the palms or wiggle the shoulder blades deeper beneath the back and bring the hands up so the arms are like little robot arms. The forearms are vertical. So the inner thighs will squeeze an imaginary block. And the front of the hips is actually relatively flat, so you're not in a deep back bend so much as trying to just extend the hips rather than jamming the pelvis to the ceiling and pinching the lumbar. Exhale, roll down, mid back, low back, and then hips touch the floor. We'll bring soles of the feet together and knees wide apart. One hand on your chest and one hand on your belly. Butterfly pose. If you want, you can take your blocks and support your thighs too. We'll just rest here with the breath for a moment. And feel the warmth of your hands on your front body. We'll take the hands to the outer thighs, bring the thighs back together, feet on the floor. Take the right knee into the chest and interlace the fingers. We'll extend the left leg out. Draw the shoulders down, hug the thigh in. Then on your exhale, we'll twist to the left. So the left hand guides the right knee to the left side, and the right arm reaches out to the right side. You might choose to keep the neck neutral and just look up to the ceiling, or you can look over the right shoulder for a full twist. Sometimes when you look to the left here, so in the same direction as the knee, you can get a nice neck stretch too, whatever suits you. And with an inhale, we'll roll back. Switch sides, hug the left knee in, reach the right leg out. With an exhale, twist to the right, rolling onto the outer right hip, reaching the left arm back, palm to the ceiling. Externally rotate the left shoulder. And position the head and neck somewhere that's comfy for you. That right hand can apply gentle pressure to the left knee, but try not to crank into this. You want to keep the left shoulder heavy on the floor. And then inhale back through center. Hug both knees into the chest. And we'll plant the feet on the floor and grab one of your blocks. You're gonna lift your hips and slide your block either on the lowest setting or the highest setting underneath your sacrum. And then just tuck the shoulder blades deep beneath the back as well. And you can stay right here in a supported bridge pose. Take one knee into the chest, other knee into the chest, one foot to the ceiling, other foot to the ceiling. Or a supported shoulder stand. So it's really important that there's no weight on the back of the neck and that the block is even under the sacrum. So if you need to bring the feet down and readjust, that's fine. You might like the arms by your sides, out to the side or overhead. Spread the toes wide apart. So it's normal here after a few moments. You might feel some tingling in the legs, tingling in the feet. You're just letting all the blood pool into the abdominal area, the digestive system. Just a nice refresher to get the feet higher than the heart. And then we'll bend one knee, bend the other knee, bring the feet down to the floor. Carefully lift the hips, remove the block, hug the knees again into the chest. Stay right here or take the knees nice and wide. Reach up, grab the heels, happy baby's pose. You can rock side to side. If you can't hold the heels, hold the hamstrings or the ankles or hook the toes with your peace sign fingers. And then release. Extend the legs out onto the mat. Arms by your sides, Shavasana. So position your body so that you're super comfy. So comfy you almost forget you have a body. And bring your awareness to your breath. And just let everything settle. So as the body relaxes, it's almost like the surface area of the back body would increase. It'll kind of pool out onto your mat. And since you're at home, I'm going to encourage you to stay here for as long as possible and just allow your practice to absorb. And then when you're ready, you can roll to your side, come to seated, palms in prayer, take a moment for yourself. Namaste. Okay, cool.